Hello, and welcome to the Albright Scholar for July 2021. My name is John Pankratz. I teach history at Albright, and each month it's my privilege to welcome BCT viewers and residents of Greater Reading to take a glimpse inside our learning community up on North 13th Street, to look at the work being done by students and teachers, and to think about its impact on all of us. Well, we're in the middle of the summer, and Albright is chugging along. I know students are preparing acre research and doing other innovative things. But today we're going to reminisce a little bit. I've invited a number of truly outstanding members of the class of 2021 to talk about their Albright experiences and some of the legacies that they have left behind for the students who follow. This class, of course, has gone through, as all the world has, the pandemic, and that has altered the kind of experience that they had. And so I think we'll talk about that and the sort of resilience that it's taken to make it through the year. But let me introduce our group here. I'm not sure how the squares are appearing on your screen, but in my just below me is Shayla Gaither, who class of 2021, who graduated in communications and political science. Business, that's right. I knew that. And really an outstanding student. She won the alumni graduation honor and the gold A, two great prizes for graduating seniors. To my left, as you're viewing the screen, is Sako Gashira, who's a graduating senior in theater, although he's done many other things as well. And then Tyler Faulkner is with us as well. Tyler was a music industry studies major and a performing singer as well. And here's Debbie joining us. We have one more person.
We have a bigger group. Yes.
It is. Hi, Debbie.
Yeah.
Can you hear us? Now she's connected.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, girl.
There she is. Good. We've introduced the show and we're taping now. So this is perfect. Thanks for appearing. Despite the pandemic, or maybe because of it this time, the Albright experience is always a transforming one, right? You guys come in as young people, you leave a little bit older, and in different ways a little bit wiser. Let me ask each of you, what is a way that Albright has made a difference to you, perhaps changed you, molded you? Who would like to start?
I can go.
Yeah, Sako.
Because my one is very obvious.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm theater major, but I have never worked on theater, or like almost, I can say almost like I've never seen theater before. But coming here, Albright, and working with amazing professor, Albright introduced me the art of theater. And now I am choosing theater as my career.
Yes.
Like, what kind of institution can do good change like this? Yeah. So that's something like very different thing that I get from Albright.
That's wonderful and fabulous. And I know you're going off to the National Theater Institute in the fall as well.
Yes, I have one more semester. Gosh.
A brilliant experience. Great, great. Debbie, what about you? What about you has changed? I should mention Debbie is also a Gold A winner, as are Sako and Tyler too.
Just to be clear, can everyone hear me all right?
We can hear you. You're not moving, but we can hear you.
Awesome. Well, I would have to say that being at Albright really helped me build more confidence in myself. Looking back to the girl I was during my freshman year, I realized that I am a much different person. I'm more confident in myself and my abilities, and I'm able to advocate for myself and speak out. Like the situations and the classes and the people I met at Albright really helped bring me out of my shell and also broaden my worldview. So it really helped shape me who I am today. So I really thank Albright for that.
Great. It can be a very safe and encouraging place, but also I think a curious place. So people wanting to know each other helps to grow us and grow us in our confidence. Yeah. Shayla, what about you?
I feel like Debbie said it really well. The things that I've changed and learned and grow. I think Albright definitely like allowed me to explore not only myself but like other cultures. I had no idea about just like Africana culture, Latin culture. Like I just didn't know about it. And then not only going to Albright but being placed in Reading, I learned a lot just about like she said, like the worldview. And then I think I also explore a lot of myself, the different sides of myself, where I best learn, how to, like she said, advocate, and just a better sense of self. I understand myself a lot better than out of high school.
Great. Tyler, what about you?
Yeah, funnily enough, what I was going to say aligns with what a lot of people said already. I found reflecting upon my 4 years, is you learn a lot about yourself. You learn a lot about what you can handle emotionally, what is good for you, what's not good for you, and how to succeed in even the most trivial of tasks to some of the biggest decisions you have to make. So yeah, I mean, I just have to echo that.
Great, great. I know Evan Cardinal, another Gold A winner, was not able to be on air today, but he wrote in and said that not only growing in intellectual capacity and academic abilities, which were already considerable in his case, just the sense of resilience that you get. You face difficult tasks, you face the challenges of the pandemic years, and know that you can get through, and know that you have the ability and the focus, the emotional focus to get through real challenges. And he's off in Pittsburgh now working for AmeriCorps, and then he'll be in grad school at Carnegie Mellon the year following. Mayor Ferris is busy today because she's starting medical school at Pennsylvania State Medical School in Hershey, but she sends her best wishes to all of us as well. Okay. And Erica Romero is elsewhere as well. Usually this show would take place early in May, right after honors and awards, and right before graduation. So people would be around and not dispersed to the four winds as we are today. We're all in different locations. What about legacies? What about, is there a particular accomplishment that you're proud of, that you gave life to and that you hope will continue?
Is it okay if I go first on this one?
Yeah, do.
Yeah, so I was the program director at WXCC, had a lovely time with Mindy and the whole organization.
The redoubtable Mindy Cohen. Yeah, what a great woman.
Yes. And I really got to see the life behind the Battle of the Bands. When I was a freshman, we tried to do it as an organization, and I believe it got snowed out because we were trying to do it in February. And then since then, we've had some very successful Battle of the Bands. We even, this past one for the year 2020 was a virtual one, which was really cool. And then on top of that, we did some planting outside of WXCC, and it used to be like really awkward shrubbery and everything was displaced. And we had like a nice stint of time where everything was all pretty and beautiful. And I haven't looked at it recently, so I'm pretty sure it's still up to par though. But those two things I see lasting for a while and makes me really happy.
That's great. WXAC has been going forever. And over the years, many really outstanding students have found their voice and shared their voice and their musical visions and their political sensibilities as well on the campus radio station. So it's great that you did that, and that is a legacy. I'm sure you'll have a chance to come back and meet future WXAC staff members and leaders years from now. Yeah.
Love that.
Debbie, what about your accomplishments and legacies?
I honestly think that my biggest and most proudest accomplishment and legacy, particularly leaving at Albright, is the Black Women Leadership Association. That is the group I created in my last year, this past year of school. And I created the Black Women Leadership Association because I felt that particularly in our world and on Albright's campus, Black women weren't protected. And as well as the Black women on Albright's campus, we didn't really know each other. Like, we didn't have that support system. In addition to not having a sorority or Divine Nine yet for Black women, we were like, you know what, my thing was like, let's create an organization that's the next best thing to a Black sorority. And let's create a place where Black women can come together, share their experience, help each other, as well as develop professional development skills and leadership opportunities. And that's how the Black Women Leadership was created. And we have 3 amazing advisors: Sean Brzezinski, Dr. Kim Fletcher, and Leonette Stalker, and I can't wait to see what the group brings in the future.
Yeah, I know that the faculty and staff are so grateful that group has come together. And we think of all the strong Black women over the years who have contributed to Albright. And this is going to be a great platform of mutual support, but then also community education and advocacy. So thank you, Debbie. Thank you. Shayla, what legacy?
I think like the biggest thing of course, like throughout my experience at Albright is disability and various ability awareness. I think like, yes, so you can always advocate for things to be more accessible, but I think really the legacy is the awareness piece. Not just the advocacy department, but I think all facets of Albright administration, campus life, professors. I think everyone just has a slight more awareness for disability, things that could be fixed. And I think specifically having a little bit more heart and care into it, because sometimes you just kind of go about your everyday, but you don't realize it until you see it through the eyes of someone else. And I think I just kind of let people around me kind of realize like, hey guys, this can be improved. And now there are so many other changes that Albright has made in the past 4 years on disability and various disability, not only awareness, but actual results. And so I just hope, my biggest thing was hoping that the next class, next generation had an easier time than I did going through school. So that's really the biggest legacy.
Right. I couldn't agree with you more. And I think your own personal courage and your own personal charm, right? The vivaciousness with which you do everything you do has really enlightened so many members of the campus. And yeah, we'll remember that going forward. Sako, a legacy or a particular accomplishment that you're proud of?
As Professor Pankrat mentioned that I am attending the National Theatre Institute semester-long program this coming fall. And the fact that a person who have never done theater until like sophomore year could be able to apply to the program and get into the program.
It's a very competitive program, yes.
Yeah, and I hope that kind of gives some people hope of that, like you can try new thing and you can accomplish something in a kind of not very long time term. But yeah, I hope this could encourage other people to get into theater and or do something new.
Great, great. And I think that willingness to risk, fail, and risk again
Oh yeah.
is such an important thing. And I know, Debbie, you've been a great encourager of people in the arts as well, as a photographer and as
Mhm.
editor of the Albright Arts magazine and that as well. I think we need to, or let me mention, Evan did write into me, and he mentioned the World Affairs Council chapter at Albright, and paid tribute to that group's advisor, Dr. Adam John, professor of world languages, and talked about many of his student colleagues on the World Affairs Council, as well as its incoming board members. And so he views that as a particularly precious legacy among his many, many accomplishments.
Mm.
Let's do some shout outs now. As not everybody was available to be on the show, and we're all in different locations now. But Albright is not just classes, it's the people that we meet and that we learn from. Who should we mention? Sako, do you want to start on this?
Yes, why not? By the way, thank you for giving me opportunity to do this,
Yeah.
because I have a lot of opportunity to thank my theater professor, but I'm also bio co-major,
Mhm.
but I didn't have a chance to say thank you, thank the my biology professors, especially Professor Bryce. Um,
Bryce
Hal-
Brylowski, right?
yes, yes, and also uh, Professor Ventresca and Professor Mac. Uh, they are kind of the reason that I co-majored biology, I can say, because I like as soon as I started biology, I found out I'm not good at this. But their love and discipline, or kind of their good pride for what they are studying, taught me what is to love learning, and also what do you have to do to kind of like really learn, not just prepare for the exam. Their attitude was so inspiring all the time, even though I failed the class, some classes, but I really loved their teaching, and that they are the reason why uh, I kept taking their classes. So thank you.
Hey, great, that's great to hear. I mean, Albright is always proud of his biology students and his biology faculty. It's a great tradition at the institution, and I agree with that. I agree with you very, very much on that. Debbie, what shout outs would you like to give?
Oh wow, I have I have quite a few. For starters, I want to thank the entire communications department and faculty. They are amazing. My advisor, my academic advisor, Dr. Jose Avilas, he is just amazing, really opened a lot of doors for me. And Dr. Heidi Mao, she was the faculty advisor for the Arts Magazine and one of my professors. And I just love her so much. She was always, both of them always had their doors open for me to walk in with questions. So they were great. Um,
Or at
I
least
want
to
to
Zoom in during the pandemic, right?
yes, virtual door during the pandemic. The faculty and staff advisors of the Black Women Leadership Association, they are just wonderful, always a great support system for Black women and role models for Black women on Albright's campus. And I can't thank them enough for helping me get the groups. Very, very huge shout out to my mentor, Caitlin Kammerer, the director for the Fund for Albright. Working with her was just a blessing, and she I don't call, she's like my human. Like she is an amazing person and taught me a lot about the world and the industry and gave me so much career advice and professional advice at all. And I love her so much. And I want to thank my friends. These are my friends who have been with me since freshman year. They know who they are. I can't believe they stayed with me until I graduated. And so I'm just grateful for them.
Wonderful, wonderful. And Tyler, you've been part of so many different groups and so many different cohorts. Who would you like to single out for thanks?
Oh my goodness, single out. I don't know. But I was like, I don't know if I
You
could
can,
pick out one
name
person.
20 if you want.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for starters, Dr. Armato was my first year seminar professor, and it was through him that kind of got me used to the community at Albright. So I want to give a shout out to him. Dr. Berlino and the whole music department, they've been fantastic, helping me grow in a lot of different ways. Mindy Cohen, obviously, huge influence. She was my rock for a lot of years and love her to death. I also have to give a shout out to the ELCBC. I think all my time there helped me with a lot of college opportunities that I was able to grab. And then last but not least, people who I worked with for Pure Eds, Becky Aki, or we now know her as Dean Aki, and Sean Brzezinski. They've both been fantastic and warm. And I guess one tag on in the end here. I got my legal studies minor, and Professor Palmer helped me out a lot with that. And she was nice and kind and directed. So I appreciate all of those people and more.
Super, super. And it is often not just in classes, but in our on-campus jobs and our club associations that we really learn a lot and form really fast, lifelong friendships, as well as in the residential halls. Shayla, do you have some shout outs?
I'm sitting here hearing everybody and I'm trying to think like, okay, who can I shout out? And I'm just like, I hate to single certain people because everyone, like I'm literally thinking about every group, every like department has been there. It kind of feels like unfair to single out people because it's just been like Debbie said, the communications department, like literally everyone in the communications department not only has heard me vent multiple times, but has also helped support my writing and professional career. The business department, like on a day where we had ceremonies, they were all watching me on Family Feud, just laughing at me. Like the sense of community is so strong at Albright. Like I said, the days where I bothered people at office hours, even I was thinking, thanking you, Professor Pancratz, not only for the most iconic pictures with the firefighter picture, but the days where it took pictures where I also just vented on the bad days, and just being there to listen, and just help me go through those moods. Thank you to like Sherry Young and Keith and Katie for helping me to do the disability events, and Sherry for helping to allow the advocacy grow on campus. She really helped change that. Just even administrators for taking the time to extend hours at Rosner, or just to sit down with me. I think even public safety, like, oh my goodness, I shouted them out once before, but public safety has been like a back, really supportive on days where it was cold, rainy, snowy, just anything. So just general the Albright community, I want to thank everyone.
Those are the right people to thank, everyone. Yeah. These have been the past year and a half has been really challenging. And are there things that you would have done and wished you had done, but simply weren't able to do? I know I have that feeling over the last year.
I guess if I may go first,
Okay.
not only would I got more involved in like some theater aspects, I know I had friends that were in improv or kind of into it. I wish I gave more time to like improv. I wish I gave more time to like the black groups on campus too, just kind of helping kind of like with like Debbie and those groups and supporting them. And I think I would have just like especially the last year of this pandemic, I wish I was a better version of myself. I feel like the pandemic, kind of was like a bit of a struggle, and so I didn't feel like the best version of myself. And if I could essentially do a do-over or more time, I kind of just would have been able to breathe and be able to kind of like, I guess, execute things better and just feel a little bit more lively, like how I felt prior.
Right, right. I think not that the campus felt dead, but that liveliness was something face to face that we weren't able to do in the same way. Tyler, or Sako, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. I wish so because of the COVID, last 1 year and a half, there's like almost no presence of international students on campus, and I really hoped that if I really hoped that I could do something uh, like be a bridge between Albright's American students and international students after my first year in Albright. There was a big group of international students, but it was a little bit just staying together with international students.
Mhm.
So next year I was hoping to be a bridge between the international students and American students, but unfortunately COVID hit. So I hope the people in the next generation in Albright can do better in like kind of someone hopefully be the bridge between the international students and American students.
Right, and that's a wonderful role, and that's true. I think in years past there have always been international students themselves, Natsumi and other Mr. T, who've been these incredible ambassadors from their own countries, but then there have also been American-born students, maybe from a small town in Pennsylvania, who all of a sudden discovered the world through their friendships with international students. And I love it when Albright is that kind of meeting place among people. So yeah, once we can get our masks off and breathe safely, yeah, those friendships and bridges will grow. Good. Other thoughts about what you or your cohort of students have missed over the last year and a half?
I mean, I'll just add on, when I was thinking about it, you're far away, you're not there on campus. And then with the small amount of time that we got back, it feels like, you kind of miss everybody going from, say, like masters to the CFA, because there'd be like rushes of the end of classes and everybody would just be going down the hallways. And it just like, it makes me kind of wish that I took advantage of just like way more in-person things, like every single dance competition we have in the chapel, or any type of big event that I just got lazy, decided not to go to. Like I kind of, if I would go back, I'd do all of that. I'd do everything. And then the other thing is that because so much time went by and so many people were on screens, you didn't really get to meet a lot of the younger people coming in. So I think, it's just really important to think about, everybody learning and growing within the community, and making sure that people who are new to Albright feel welcome and inclusive, and you get to meet.
Yes, yes, I agree. Well, you won't believe it, but our half hour has sped by. It's been great seeing you all. It's been great hearing from you, thinking about the class of 2021, thinking about what might have been, and thinking about all the wonderful things that have been. We're going to be watching all of you into the future. We wish you great, great luck in the years ahead, and we'll stay in touch. We'll see all of you next month with another edition of the Albright Scholar. So long.